After 3 weeks on the West Coast, we arrive to the southeastern United States once again. Welcome to the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. We are here at this 1.54-mile speedway in the Peach State for the 10th race of the season, the Aflac 400. Last year, this race was a 565 laps. This year, a 52-lap sprint, but it is definitely going to be as action-packed as Atlanta has always been. Joined alongside AG in the booth for this one, and man, you are celebrating 8 years of NR2003. Congratulations, it's April 1st.
Thank you.
And we had a tremendous race. I mean, really, what fantastic race earlier today at Texas Motor Speedway in the Wawa Cup Series. This a 1.5-mile quad-oval track similar to Texas. The banking is different. It's not offset it's not offset banking. It's not it's symmetrical banking all the way around. But it's definitely not just that. The racing, regardless of the configuration, they've always been different. This track always seems to be a pack race no matter the configuration or the version. So what can we expect here coming into this Saturday night showdown?
Well, just like you said, we've kind of always seen a pack race here at this, not really the original version of Atlanta, but this version of Atlanta, 2014 version of Atlanta more specifically. And then they decided to go ahead and do it in real life, which was a mistake. It's better here in NR 2003 than it is in real life. But regardless of the fact, like you said, I think we'll see a bit of a pack race here today, and these guys have to be careful not to go 4 wide or, get themselves in a situation. With that being said, it almost plays out like Daytona and Talladega. I'm wondering if the guys at SMI saw our NR races and let's get that in real life, because the similarities are kind of uncanny when you think about it. But hey, regardless of the fact, it's going to be a great race. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's a bit of a shorter race as well, so these guys have to get after it, and the aggression's going to be pretty high considering how short of a race it is.
I would absolutely imagine that is going to be the case. 52 laps here, and we are just about ready to get it going. But first, let's take a look at the championship standings. Coming into this one, it is Eric Monaco, Homestead winner atop the championship standings. 241 points scored so far this season with an average finish of 15.1. He is 7 points ahead of Chase Buck, the Rockingham winner, 8 points ahead of Elijah Gordon, who led the points before getting caught up in a major pileup 1 week ago. Brad Stover is 15 back, as is Jacob Thibodeau. Jacob Thibodeau, the Willow Springs winner. Brad Stover has yet to win in his Trinity River Cup Series career. Christian Vargas is 19 back. He's still looking for that ever-elusive first career win in the series. Braden Perez, 27 back, 7th in the championship standings, won at the Daytona Road Course earlier this year. Scott Upton has not scored a win in the series yet, 32 points behind Eric Monaco, 8th in the championship coming in, but +6 after Auto Club 1 week ago. John Andrews +9 after Auto Club 1 week ago. 1 win to his credit at the Nashville Super Speedway last summer, and he is 33 points behind Eric Monaco coming in. Rounding out the top 10 of the championship, it's actually a tie for the 10th position. It's Andrew Williams and Sebastian Kukulon. Neither one of those drivers have won yet this season, but Andrew Williams has 2 career wins to his credit. Sebastian Kukulon has 3 points-paying wins to his name. They are both 36 points behind Eric Monaco's. And it's time to get the cars rolling out of the pit road, hopefully, here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is Brad Stover on the pole position. He starts alongside Brandon Hayes, both of them looking for their first wins. In row number 2, we find Keegan Thompson. He starts alongside Anthony McClure. Row number 3, we find Trey Smith starting alongside Elijah Gordon. Row 4, Alex Lozano starts alongside Paul Antoine Cyr. Rounding out the top 10, it's Will Parrish starting alongside Stephen Colon. That is the top 10, and I believe we have everybody rolling out onto the racetrack. Yes, we do. And Alex, we got a lot of really good drivers out there. Who do you think's going to go to victory lane here at Atlanta Motor Speedway?
Well, this may not have much to do with the race itself, but earlier today I bought a pack of baseball cards, and one of the names of the players on one of those baseball cards was Keegan Thompson. So with that in mind, I'm going to pick Keegan Thompson to win here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. He starts third, which is a great place to start here for this racetrack.
Absolutely, and things are going to play out differently here under the night sky than they have when it was a day race, and we're excited to see how it goes down. It's going to be a good one here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 52 laps. The Aflac 400 is green in the Peach State. And after all the difficulties we've had trying to get this going, Brad Stover leads lap number 1 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are 3 wide for the second position. Will Parrish down to the inside of Alex Lozano and Trey Smith out of turn number 2. They'll get it back down to 2 wide. Parrish into the second position, but Trey Smith with a kamikaze crossover on Alex Lozano.
It was a good move there out of Will Parrish, and he's going to try it again there on Brad Stover for the race lead, and I think he's going to be able to do it. You got 3 wide behind him there for the third position. You got to be careful not to slide up there. The car in the inside lane, I believe. Can't really see the number on that one, but
that's the 76 of Elijah Gordon in behind the 50 of Andrew Williams, with help coming from Paul-Antoine Cyr, the Frenchman for Logan Sport. Up front, it's Brad Stover pressed against the backside of Will Parrish. Will Parrish will lead lap number 3 here at Atlanta.
And Will Parrish may have a strong car for this race, but right now everyone's still in this pack. There's a bit of bumping going on back in there between a couple of those machines. I think, is that the 62? No, that's the 84 machine, I do believe, getting shuffled out of line. But how about Elijah Gordon there, 76 machine, doing a great job moving up inside the top 5, and these top 4 may try to pull away from the rest of the field.
Ace Garcia trying to make it a 5-car breakaway there on the inside, but Williams going to get down to the inside of Stover. Of course, Parrish is sitting duck right now if he gets out in front all by himself. I know it doesn't really seem like a racetrack that would race as a pack race, but well, it's just weird. In this game, for whatever reason, no matter the version except for the original, it always races as a pack race no matter what you have it on. So it's just the way it is. But Brad Stover there in the third position, Andrew Williams in second, going down to the inside of Will Parrish, heading off into turn number 1. And no doubt, with them being side by side, we're thinking they're going to break away. Doesn't look like they're going to. This is going to bring them right back into the clutches of the rest of the field.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see how everyone else reacts with that pass for the race lead. Usually you get one pass and they just keep on passing afterwards. Leave right behind those guys. Is that the 52 machine of Ace Garcia, I do believe? If I can read the numbers on that correctly. And he's up to the third position right there. Is Will Parrish kind of falling back now as Brad Stover goes to the race lead.
Brad Stover down to the inside of Williams. Williams tries to work the outside into turn number 3. Both of them all by themselves, 3 wide behind with Parrish in the middle. He's going to make that middle work and get in behind the 99 of Stover, who I believe led that lap. No, Williams did, just by, no, correction, Stover. It took scoring for a second to get its act together, but Stover leads lap number 7 here at Atlanta, and a big push on the inside with Will Parrish and Paul-Antoine Cyr heading off into turn number 3, and Parrish will make the pass for the race lead, and he'll lead the 8th lap of the Aflac 400.
Here comes Paul-Antoine Cyr there in the number 7 machine. Run to the inside. Good run for him here. And behind him you got, I believe, the 71 there. No, there's no 71.
It's a 78.
Can't quite tell what the numbers are, and I feel kind of embarrassed to say that. But they're kind of running to the inside there. Good run for Scott Upton, and I think they ran pretty well in that Rockingham race that I called earlier on. I apologize, my memory's not too good, but here's my pick to win right behind them. Keegan Thompson there in the number 23 machine. He could have a shot at this race victory, but we're still very much in a big pack here, and it's going to take a little while for these guys to cycle through here before we really get an idea of who's going to be a threat to win this race.
I believe Upton finished second in that Rockingham race, the last one we were in the booth for. And so they're doing a wonderful job so far into that fourth position in behind Dale Lightning, who hasn't won a race on the channel since November of 2020, dating back to the Season 2 finale of the Trinity River Cup Series at the Chicagoland Speedway. Now Upton down to the inside of the Gander number 5. Upton will move into the third position and right in behind the 7 of Sear. And now Lightning crosses to the inside with help from Alejandro Cruz Jr. And Lightning will take that third position back away. And the front of the field is stretching away from everybody else. This is what I was talking about earlier. It could be different with the night version as opposed to the day.
I believe this is the 81. Kanan Biller, excuse me. And they're running in there inside the top 6. Elijah Gordon right behind them, and then you have the 47 there as well. Braden Perez moving on this inside lane. But it is starting to spread out quite a bit now, which is good if we want to have a green flag race here tonight. But it might not be good for the rest of the field if it stays this way, because Will Parrish starting to pull away just a little bit from the rest of these guys as the 5 of Dale Lightning goes for second. And then you got Cruz Jr. there on the inside, and the 46 as well moving up. So it'll be interesting to see if Will Parrish can hang on and lead a few laps here.
Of course, the inside lane with a freight train on the inside. Biller, Gordon, Andrews, and Stover all in a row, trying to draft up to the back of that 5 of Dale Lightning, who's trying to get up to the back of Will Parrish, who continues to lead here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Everybody within 3 seconds of each other that time through. 14 laps through this time by. We've been caution-free so far in this one. Pit cycle coming about lap 27 or 28, and we'll go to about lap 31 or 32, and we should only have to deal with that one pit cycle for this little 52-lap affair. 3 wide for the race lead, heading off into turn number 1.
A good run there for Paul-Antoine Sierra and the 7 machine, and that's a traditional style pass here at Atlanta. Right at the exit of the second dog leg on the front stretch, you kind of just get a little loose there, and these guys can really peek it down to the inside with the high banking we have on this racetrack, and Anton Swear is able to get that advantage. But Dale Lightning kind of forcing it on the outside lane, and I think we're starting to see these tires wear out a little bit because Dale Lightning is able to lead that lap after being on the outside lane a majority of that time.
And Kanan Biller 3 wide on the inside, help from Elijah Gordon. And Biller, the Season 2 champion, into the race lead here at Atlanta. He missed out on a win in Atlanta in Season 3. It wasn't for points, it was the All-Star race, but he missed out to Charlie Davenport, who won on the last lap pass in the main event. So Kanan Biller, who's got several mile-and-a-half wins to his credit in his career, 6-time points winner in the series, the winningest driver in the series history, is looking to get another one here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Elijah Gordon, Scott Upton, they're side by side for second. And how about Biller there in the 81? And Keegan Thompson still keeping himself up here as well. It's definitely going to be interesting to see who ends up being up front once the cycle of pit stops begin, because that is where we could end up seeing who has a good shot of winning this race. But right now, it's still too early to tell as Elijah Gordon takes the race lead away from Kanan Biller. It'll be interesting to see who is in that position once we begin that cycle here pretty soon here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
And it does it with ease. Elijah Gordon, who again led the championship standings before the race at Auto Club 1 week ago, got caught up in the 12-car accident on lap number 4. But Biller trying to get back down to the inside in the 81. Here he goes, heading off into that first turn. They're side by side for the lead. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 for the top 10. As down the back straightaway, Gordon fights back on the outside. Biller heading off into 3. Neither one of them have any help right now. So it's just an all-out dogfight slugfest for the top 2 positions. Gordon a big run on the high side. He'll lead lap number 19. Williams cross to the inside, trying to make it a 3-wide battle, and he will.
Yeah, this is definitely getting interesting because once they get side by side, both lines are equal, but once they get 3 wide, then that inside lane has a big advantage. So definitely the aerodynamics coming into play here tonight. And about Andrew Williams there, peeking out of the inside of Kanan Biller for the race lead.
Milwaukee winner 1 year ago, an Auto Club winner the year before that, in his 3rd full season of competition Andrew Williams takes the lead here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, his second with Dracoan Racing Enterprises. His career started in 2021 with his brother Logan Williams' team, Logan Sport. Was now still a 3-car operation. In fact, one of the cars for Logan Sport is not very far behind him, the 7 of Paul Antoine Cyr, as here comes your Homestead winner, Eric Monaco. Down to the inside.
A track like this suits Monaco's style quite a bit, and he's taking that Reese's machine to the front. The sweet move there.
Absolutely. Good stuff from Mr. Monaco, but his teammates side by side. Williams is not going to give it up to his Dracoan Enterprises teammate that easy. Around turn number 4, big run on the outside for Williams. Thompson trying to figure out where to go. He may have waited too long because Trey Wright's going to be down to the inside.
Yeah, how about Trey Wright? You know, we're seeing so many different drivers move on up through the field in this race. You know, it's going to come down to the cycle of pit stops and where these guys are when that cycle begins on who gets the race victory, especially if this race stays green. How about Roberto Crown Jr.? They're doing a great job there on the inside lane as well. And then you got Will Parrish moving back up to the field in the 0-2.
Haven't talked about Roberto Crown Jr. at all tonight so far. They're up 3 wide to the inside for second, with a push from the Fitzwater Collins number 02 of Will Parrish. Will Parrish has yet to score a win in this series. Same for Roberto Crown Jr. Jr. crosses down to the inside, puts a big block on the 02, and we're just a handful of laps away from the pit cycle beginning here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Eric Monaco in control for the moment. Not anymore. Here comes Crown.
Yeah, and they got a good run there and some help from Will Parrish, and I think they're going to get it here. But, you know, that outside lane, like I said, has found a lot of strength in a double-wide battle, and could possibly see that 25 stay out front there of Eric Monaco. And he will get that outside lane to work, as almost looked like they were coming down the pit lane. There was a bit of an interesting entry into the corner, and I think these tires are really coming into effect now because they are worn out as we got 3 wide for the race lead again.
Alex Lozano, whose breakout performance happened this year at the Bend, he's moved back up to the front here of the Trinity River Cup Series. He's in his second full season of competition. Last year it was with the former Buck Racing team that is now merged with the Diego Vasquez outing. It's now Monkey Buck Racing, and he joined Osgen Motorsports former driver Samet Osgen, a 5-time winner in the series as a driver, but now as an owner, his first season with the team. And Alex Lozano piloting the Nesquik number 57 Ferrari. But Trey Wright down to the inside, looking to take the race lead away, as it looks like we may have pit stops happening now. Will Parrish going to be the first taker, and that stacked everybody up on the outside. But looks like they'll make it through. Parrish, Lightning, and Sakala. Sakala, last year's winner here at Atlanta, down into the pits.
And they got to hope that these guys don't wreck after that bit of a jam up there. And right at halfway, having a cycle of pit stops. So, you know, we're at the point where they can make it to the end of the race, thankfully. But it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out, because these guys up front, they're going to have the advantage as this race goes along.
And a lot of drivers coming in this time. This is where it's going to get dangerous coming into the pits, but they're going to make it work for the most part, and looks like the vast majority of the field coming into the pits this time. It will be, looks like Parrish leading off the first trio, and that was Alex Lozano leading the field around that time through, and he'll no doubt lead the next group down into the pits. And so we wait to see who is going to be leading this group out of the pits, as there is Alex Lozano and Trey Wright coming into the pit road, and I do believe that will be everybody else. And so the pit cycle will be over with, as Monaco and Crown side by side coming out of the pits. It will be Monaco ahead of Crown, but Parrish, Lightning, they're going to be up to speed, as will Monaco. Be
careful not to go double wide off the pit lane, because lots of times that's where we end up with some accidents. That was tight right there. I think it was Troxel and Paul Antoine Cyr there. They were side by side, but thankfully they got out of it.
Oh my gosh, right up the racetrack. Almost caught Marty Sakala, who won this race 1 year ago. And as you see everybody else coming out of the pit road, Lozano and Wright are going at it, coming out of the pits. But Parrish and Crown are up to speed. And looks like Will Parrish, I don't know if he's going to get the lead or not.
He will. He's got the speed and got the warm tires here, and I think he'll get that outside lane to work to his advantage. He's got some help there from Roberto on the 3 machine, and Will Parrish will cycle out to the race lead. Working close to the end of this race, I think we have ourselves about 20 laps to go here in this Aflac 400.
I got to tip my hat to Trey Wright, though. What a pit call to get him up into that 3rd position, and he's going to have a shot at the end of this race as we're coming around for 21 laps to go. You see he's already working his way back up behind the 02 and the 3. A big run by the 95. The pack definitely broken up now. It would take a miracle for anybody else to be able to battle for the race victory aside from this top 7. It's Lozano 4th, Lightning and Andrews side by side for 5th, and then Monaco in 7th. Wright tried to get to the inside of Crown, not able to. Will Parrish is on cruise control for the time being, but he can't get too comfortable because I always hear, oh, I'm a sitting duck when I'm leading this thing, so I guess that makes Will Parrish a sitting duck, but we'll have to see what happens here in these final 20 laps now here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
It's going to be a fun race, especially now that we have a certain group of drivers out front battling for this win. I think we've got about 7 guys who can win it now. And I'm going to give some credit to John Andrews there in the 41. Of course, he was up front when that cycle began, but he had really not been up front until the cycle began. And now he's in position to possibly win this race. And don't count out Eric Monaco, and I believe that's Dale Lightning behind him. A lot of these guys have had a lot of experience up front here tonight, and they're all going to be a threat to win this race, including Trey Smith, who's going to the inside for the race lead.
It's Trey right down to the inside of Parrish. Lozano, not close enough to make it a 3-wide battle, although he took a look. I wouldn't have been shocked if he, of all drivers, would have taken the dive 3-wide, but he's just not close enough. But Wright moves into the race lead. We're 3-wide for 2nd, just behind him.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting battle because if they allow Trey Wright, to pull away there, got too many Treys. Where's Trey Bartow? Is he in this race too?
No, he is not.
Anyways, as I was saying, you definitely don't want to battle too long side by side for 2nd because that'll allow Trey Wright to pull away. But I think John Andrews may have one of the faster cars here on this 41 machine, and it looks like he might be closing in.
I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me, the 2 Treys and the 2 Mitchells. I mean, it gets crazy from time to time. But John Andrews there in the 2nd position. They are 2 by 2 from 3rd position to 6th position. Lozano, Crown, Parrish, and Monaco. Monaco thought about abandoning the inside. He'll stay on the inside as Lozano abandons the outside. And Parrish trying to get the sling around the outside of Crown. And he'll get up in behind the 57, side by side for the lead. Here comes John Andrews.
And John Andrews, I think this could be the last pass of the night. Possibly. I'm not sure if I'm going to be right about that because Lozano's coming as well in that 57 machine. But John Andrews looks very quick in that Honda, and I think he may have an opportunity at the race victory.
Have to see how it works out here. We're coming around for lap 38 of 52. The draft has been tremendous so far, but in the smaller groups, you can see that drivers are able to control the pack that they are leading quite easily. So have to see what happens here the rest of the way. We are coming around for 14 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Waco, Texas. John Andrews leads the way for Ryan Durrani Incorporated.
And it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold these guys off. It'll be interesting to see if Parrish gets back to the inside or Trey Wright. There's a lot of strong drivers who are clearly favorites to win this race running up front right now. And I'm intrigued to see if they can get around this 41. They got plenty of time to do it. But will John Andrews be able to hold these guys off? I don't know. Here comes Parrish in the 02. He's looking pretty quick.
Looking at these drivers up here in the top 7, Andrews has 1 career win. Parrish has none as he goes to the inside. Wright has 1 career win. Crown has none. Lozano has none. Monaco has 1. Lightning has 1. All at the cup level. And so side by side for the lead once again. Trey Wright, 1-time winner. Parrish, 0-time winner. Parrish has been up front for a good part of the night. He's looking to cap off what has been a great performance for him so far, and one that Fitzwater Collins Racing is absolutely needed after a dire start to the season. But here comes Roberto Crown Jr., so dejected that his rookie teammate won before him this year, won before him in his career. But Roberto Crown Jr. looking to take the 3 for Wisconsin Racing Incorporated back to victory lane. That car won at Richmond 1 year ago here in the springtime with Christopher Alphaby behind the wheel. But now Crown's going to push the 0-2 of Parrish to the lead. He could try to get around that 0-2 anytime now. They're getting an inside line formed up.
Yeah, and I know they really want to go to victory lane in some series. They've had such a tough season over in the Wawa Cup Series this year, and opportunity here to race victory. They're going to go all out for it here in Will Parrish, but I don't know if they have the fastest race car, and I think that may be the issue here. Trey Wright, Will Parrish may be the fastest guy out here. That 0-2 got back out front. But the thing is, we're very much in a drafting situation where, a slower car can have a bit of an advantage on a faster car just because of the draft. No one's really at a full advantage at the moment, but I think as we get longer into the run, it might be harder to make those passes for the race lead, especially if they get single file.
Oh, Parrish is going to go into the pits. What in the world happened?
He's got a problem.
Parrish, what in the world happened as Trey Wright moves into the race lead after they stacked the field up? He might have a tire down. He didn't even get into the pits. There he is on the apron, and I believe a tire is what happened. He's got a Michelin down, I do believe. But that...
Gotta be careful here.
That very well could bring that backpack back up into this lead battle. See how quickly they are charging. It's Max Sterling and Justin Zeidel leading the brigade.
That doesn't mean they'll actually get around these guys, but that worked out very well for Trey Wright. And I was just about to say, Will Parrish has to be careful not to stop on the racetrack and bring out a yellow. I think he maybe, he's getting back around there, but that was the worst place for that to happen. He just missed the pit lane, and because of that, he's not going to win this race, and he's going to fall pretty much to the back of the field since we've not had a caution in this race yet. He's going to be our last place finisher here tonight.
That is so unfortunate for Will Parrish. Such bad luck in his Trinity River Cup Series career, and it continues here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, a track that is notoriously tough on tires, and it's eaten through his Michelin here in the waning laps of the Aflac 400. Trey Wright leads the way. John Andrews is into second, and that backpack, the second pack, really is closing in on the leaders now. We'll see if they'll be able to do anything here in these final 6 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
I know Paul-Antoine Sierra was one of the stronger drivers before the cycle, and I know he's finally found his way to this lead pack. And Will Parrish, this could get interesting because he's coming off the pit lane. He may get in the way of the race leaders now. I know he's got the speed, though, to race with them, but this could get interesting as Andrews peeks to the inside.
He's trying to use that 0-2 as a pick. Parrish goes up to block the 95, and Andrews is going to get through on the inside, I think. Oh, Parrish gets up to the outside, and Andrews to the lead here in Atlanta. Wright is not going to be happy at all at Will Parrish for that maneuver.
A great run there for John Andrews, and that was a perfect opportunity for him. Looks like Crown Jr. is going to get around Trey Wright as well. And you got Lozano on this inside, and watch out for Antoine Sierra in the 7. He might have a shot at this one, but here's the thing John Andrews now has to his advantage. Will Parrish a lap down machine in between him and the rest of the field, and there aren't many laps left in this one.
This looks like a similar setup to the finish of the old CarQuest Indy Racing League race at Texas Motor Speedway. It was Derek Hamill leading the way with a lap car between himself and Daisy Johnson. That looks like a similar setup here. Andrews with a lap car between himself and Roberto Crown Jr. in this case. Now with 3 laps to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway, looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race for the time being, unless potentially Parrish gets down to the inside, slows up John Andrews, or Roberto Crown Jr. gets on through.
This is a great opportunity for Roberto Crown Jr. If they can get that 0-2 to make a pass on John Andrews, they can have a shot at this race victory, regardless of the fact a great run for Roberto. But I know they want to go to victory lane. But John Andrews may be at the advantage here.
Andrews won last year at Nashville Superspeedway. He clutched and coasted his way to victory on a late fuel mileage run. He went 33 laps when he should have only gone 30, but he was able to make the extra distance. Almost got to the inside. Will Parrish, we're coming around for the white flag this time. 1 lap to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway. John Andrews leads the way. Parrish is second in line, but Roberto Crown Jr. second on the racetrack. Here goes Parrish to the inside. The 3 trying to push him through.
Yeah, and Roberto Crown Jr., all they need to do is let Parrish by, but oh boy, Roberto couldn't get to the inside of Andrews.
Uh-oh. And here comes Sear down to the inside of Crown, and the one that got away is not going to come back to Roberto Crown Jr. John Andrews, win number 2 in his career. It comes at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in a caution-free Aflac 400. Whoa.
That was a missed opportunity there by Roberto Crown Jr. If they just kept in the gas behind the 0-2, they would have won this race. But, hey, John Andrews, like I said, I felt like he was one of the faster cars as we were later on in that run. And guess what? He's in victory lane here tonight.
9th in the championship coming in. First win for Ryan Durrani Incorporated in points-paying events here in the Trinity River Cup Series. Roberto Crown Jr. came in 13th in the championship, no doubt. He is going to have, or they are going to come out of here higher in the point standings, I would imagine, because, well, I don't know where Eric Monaco finished. 12th, maybe. Might close in on that 25 a little bit. Really not as much as they would have liked. But the final finishing results here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, John Andrews wins this caution-free race with a 192.943 mile-per-hour average race speed, one of the fastest races in Trinity River Cup Series history, by just a little over 0.3 of a second ahead of Roberto Crown Jr. Paul-Antoine Sears third, Alex Lozano fourth, Trey Wright fifth, then Buck, Upton, Lightning, Brock, and Zidell rounds out the top 10. And scrolling through the rest of the standings here, poor old Will Parrish, the only one not finishing on the lead lap due to the tire failure, I presume, that happened. Yes, a tire failure that happened with less than 10 laps to go. He was leading the race and then had to come into the pits, and, well, he's the only one that happened to in the second stretch of green flag racing after the pit cycle. Of course, it went caution-free, but the stretch of racing after the pit cycle, he's the only one that had to come out of the pits, or come down to the pits, since that mass cycle. And Brad Stover, the last one on the lead lap in the 39th position, 19.034 seconds behind our race winner, John Andrews. Alex, a very, shall we say, unconventional race for what we've come to expect from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thoughts on this one?
Well, it was a great race, though. I mean, even though it was caution-free, we had an excellent event here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and great to see John Andrews go to victory lane. I was pulling for Roberto Crown Jr., though. I know they've had such a tough run pretty much everywhere, and I wanted to see him get that race victory. But they still got second, and that's good in terms of the point standings for them. So, going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes. I think they're going to get a win at some point. But that was a great race, no doubt about it. It's a tough break for Will Parrish, but that had everything that a good Atlanta race normally has. And it's great to see another race here around this old version of the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Absolutely. It was. For the move to 52 laps turned out to not really hinder the racing product at all. That is wonderful to see. John Andrews, big congratulations to the Texas native, coming out with a win here in the Peach State for Ryan Durrani Incorporated. Ryan Durrani had one career win to his name back in 2021 as a driver. He left the role of driver after the 2022 season. He ran for All-Star Speed Team, which is actually based out of Georgia, and he moved to make Ryan Durrani Incorporated, and, well, 10 races in to their Trinity River Cup Series points-paying existence, and John Andrews has taken that team to victory lane for the first time. Big congratulations to them. My thanks to Alex, for coming aboard the call for this one. We'll have a week off for Easter before we come back on April the 15th for the Minnesota Motorsports Park debut in the Trinity River Cup Series. I don't know how much y'all know about that racetrack, but just take my word for it. It's going to be an amazing race on the 1 mile racetrack up in the Great North. But hope you enjoy the week off. We will see ya on April the 15th. Until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.